Hello, I am dumanllang and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in my last video, we talked about the brain and yung general parts ng brain, which is the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the brainstem. Now, pag-uusapan naman natin ang brain hemispheres. Are you left brain, right brain, or are you neither? Let's talk about that in this video. Yung brain po natin or yung cerebrum is divided into two halves, the left and the right hemisphere. Now, both of these hemispheres communicate and are connected by a bundle of fibers which we call the Carpos callosum. Now, you may think that the left hemisphere controls the left part of your body and that the right hemisphere controls your right. Common sense, di ba? I thought that too until I was proven incorrect because each hemispheres po, in fact, controls the opposite side of the body. So that would mean the left side of your brain controls the right side of your body and the right side of your brain controls the left side of the body. For example naman po, you had a stroke on the right side of your brain. So that would mean na ang maapektuhan at ang mapaparalyze would be the left side of your body. The same goes with the left hemisphere. Kung sa left ka naman po na stroke, ang mapaparalyze and ang maapektuhan ulit ay si right side ng body. So that is how it works because each hemisphere controls the opposite side of the body. Now let's talk about the general function of the left and the right hemisphere of the brain. In general po, the left hemisphere controls speech, comprehension, arithmetic, and writing. The right hemisphere naman controls creativity, spatial ability, artistic, and musical skills. To be more detailed naman po, according to Roger Sperry's dated research, the left half of our brain is connected to sequencing, logic, linear thinking, mathematics, facts, and thinking in words, while the right part of our brain is connected to imagination, intuition, arts, rhythm, nonverbal cues, and holistic thinking. To sum it up, the left brain po is more verbal, analytical, and orderly, while the right brain is less organized but more creative, more visual, and intuitive. To give a little history and a little background po kung paano po ito na-discover, ang nakadiscover po nito is si Roger Sperry, which is a Nobel Prize winner. Roger Sperry discovered this through his experiments in the year 1950 to 1960. Roger Sperry experimented on cats and monkeys by cutting their Carpos callosum to study the function of each side of the brain. So, kinat po ni Roger Sperry yung Carpos callosum, which is the one that connects the right hemisphere to the left hemisphere. After cutting the Carpos callosum of the cat and the monkey, Sperry found out that if the hemispheres were not connected, they would function independently from one another, which he then called the split brain. Now, the animals are split-brained, and this split brain enabled the animals to memorize double the information. Later po, Sperry tested the same idea in humans with their Carpos callosum severed as treatment for epilepsy, which is a seizure disorder. Siguro iniisip nyo, napaka-brutal naman ni Roger Sperry, pati tao pinag-eksperimento kanya. Actually, hindi po. Dahil ito pong mga taong ito, first of all, they are volunteers and yung brain po nila is split na talaga. Kasi in the year 1940s, surgeons would split the brain to treat epilepsy. Ang epilepsy po kasi is like an overload, no? An overload of the brain. And the only way to stop that overload is to split the brain. Although it is not deadly, it's also not a flawless treatment, no? It could still lead to developmental problems. So, ano nga po ba yung experiment na ginawa ni Roger Sperry dun sa mga humans? First po, he showed a word to one of the eyes and found out that the split-brained people could only remember the word that they saw with their right eye. So, dun po sa experiment na yon, nagpakita po ng word si Roger Sperry sa left and sa right eye. And it turns out na kaya lang matandaan ng mga taong split brain yung word using their right eye. Next naman po, Sperry showed the participants two different objects, one to their left eye and one to their right eye only, and asked them to draw what they saw. So ang ginawa po ni Roger Sperry, binigyan sila ng two objects pero pinakita sila separate. Pinakita muna siya sa left eye and then pinakita siya sa right eye. And then after that, pinadrawing sa kanila kung ano yung nakita nila. So ano po yung naging results nun? All of the participants drew what they saw with their left eye and described what they saw with their right eye. So after all of this, Sperry concluded po that the left hemisphere of the brain could recognize and analyze speech while the right hemisphere could not. To sum it all up po, this means na meron talaga tayong split brain, that the left hemisphere is different from the right hemisphere, na magkaiba po sila ng purpose and function. So, to end, is your left brain dominant or is it your right? Mas dominant ba yung left brain mo kasi magaling ka sa math dahil logical ka and analytical? Or mas dominant ba yung right mo kasi creative ka and artistic? The answer is, drumroll please, neither. Although the two sides function differently po, they work together and complement each other. And again, katulad nga po sa diniscuss ko dun sa video ko before about the brain, which is linked right here, you don't only use one side of your brain at a time. Doon po kasi sa last video ko, diniscuss ko and dinibunk ko yung myth na 10% lang yung ginagamit natin sa utak natin. Kasi we use most of our brain. Kasi po, you receive input from both sides of your brain, whether you're performing logical or creative task. So, hindi po porket magaling ang tao sa math, dominant na yung left brain niya. And hindi rin porket artistic ang isang tao, dominant na yung right brain niya. Kasi po, yung Carpos callosum, yung fiber na nagko-connect dito sa dalawang hemisphere, yung connection po nila is seamless. Both of these hemispheres are in perfect harmony. They exchange information at a super fast rate na it is perfect. The left brain, for example, is responsible for language, while the right brain aids in comprehension of tone and context. In mathematics naman po, mathematical equations are handled by the left brain, but comparisons and estimates are handled by the right brain. Even if your personality and your learning styles are different, that does not necessarily mean that you are left-brained or right-brained. So that ends our video. I hope marami po kayo natutunan and I hope alam niyo na sa sarili niyo na hindi kayo left-brained, hindi din kayo right-brained, you are using both. And kung meron po kayong mga questions, meron kayong mga suggestions na gustong ipagawa niyong video, leave it down in the comments below. And kung gusto niyo rin makita kung saan ko nakukuha yung mga sources ko, halimbawa yung research ni Roger Sperry, I will put the link down in the description below para kayo mismo ang magbasa. So thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. So thank you very much, and I will see you on my next